Yep. We're live. Let's get everything situated here. Put that on the charger. And hey guys, I'm live. I think. Hey Jamie. As you may have seen on my headline, kidney stones. I was actually in the hospital for a couple of nights this week with kidney stone issues. And anybody that's had that problem knows it's not a good situation. Actually, it's a terrible situation. And I don't wish kidney stones on anyone. I can tell you that. They are very, very painful. And so I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. I'm glad to be out of the hospital. And hopefully hopefully I won't have to cut this thing too short, but let me explain. Kidney stones, after you have kidney stones, and the aftermath after that is very painful too. Just getting everything in order and getting your body back where you can use it good. I mean, I'm having to hey Zach, I'm having to take a lot of bathroom breaks. I'll say that. So the bathroom breaks are frequent. I mean, really frequent, and they have not been good this week. I mean, you can imagine there's a lot of bleeding after the fact, after you've had kidney stones removed. They say it's the equivalent of a man having a baby, and if it is, man, I pity all the women that have had babies because it was painful. I can tell you that, very painful. And had to have a catheter in me for a few days. That is painful, very painful. They say, oh, we're going to numb you so it doesn't hurt. Trust me, they don't numb you so numb you enough. It hurts. So it is not. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm getting all kind of beeps over here right now. I don't want to. I'll just have to deal with that later. But anyway, I'm back in order. Like I say, but I may be cutting it short this week, and this week I'll be cutting it short for medical reasons, not any other. Although I am going on the air again this week. Last week it was sort of strange, and I'm kind of glad it happened the way it was because that was the start of my kidney problems. Last week I was supposed to go on the air, and I did for about 30 minutes for the other guy, and then he got his equipment. We've had this storm, that hurricane Debbie came through North Carolina, and a lot of people lost power and internet connections and everything else, and we're dependent on the internet connections with our jukeandoldies.com, and so and I'm the sub. I'm not a regular. I'm the sub. Which is fine because that's all I really want to do is just get on there occasionally, substitute and things like that when I can and when I want to. I'm not obligated for any particular time. And I mean, I'm subbing to this afternoon for the same guy that had problems last week. He asked me to sub for him today. And I've been on the last 2 days. I've been on Friday and Saturday. I don't know if anybody actually caught my radio show. If you did, fine. If you didn't, fine. I understand that. Not everybody's going to be listening to streaming radio. But if you are, and if you want to, I'm going to give it a little plug here again. Let me type this in. Let me get down here to where I can type. There is the link, jukeandoldies.com. If you go to that, I'll be on at noon today. If you desire to hear it, it's oldies and beach, and we're talking about Carolina beach music. So, boy, I'm getting balder by the day, aren't I? Whew. I can't even do a Donald Trump comb over. I don't think I don't have enough to comb over anymore. But at my age, I'm glad I got a little bit anyway. Got a little bit of old hair up here. Hey, Renegade. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't even been catching you, Renegade. I've been in the hospital this week, as I was telling people. Yeah, I was in the hospital Sunday afternoon. I got the feeling kind of bad. I was doing that radio show, and that other boy wanted back on. He wanted to finish up what he started, so I let him get back on, and I was glad because I wasn't feeling good. And then I kind of said, okay, it's no big deal. I thought it's just, fluke thing. And then Monday, I had the same bad feeling. I was feeling bad again. I was having some pains, and it got really bad. So I had to go to the emergency room. My urologist went ahead and just sent me to the emergency room. So I did that, and they did a CAT scan and found some kidney stones, and some pretty large. They said, you can't pass that one. So they had to extract it the next day. And they, for any guy that's never had it, trust me, you don't want to have it. It is very painful. And anybody that's never had a catheter put in them. Now, and that catheter goes where you don't want it to go. So it's a painful situation, very painful. And I had that. And of course, when they put the catheter in, I got some urinary relief because I was backing up, I guess you might say. And it was terrible. It was very painful. And it's very dangerous if you don't do it. If you have that pain, I mean, it can kill you if you don't get that fixed. So if you can't, in other words, if you can't pee, you're going to kill yourself because that urine has got to get out of there. And that was my situation. I couldn't, and it was terrible. But anyway, we got that straightened out on, let's see, that was Monday afternoon and Tuesday. And then they released me on Wednesday. I had to stay in the hospital overnight after the operation. And they went up in there and took it out. They were debating about crushing it or taking it out, but they were able to extract it, and which I'm glad they did. I'm glad they didn't have to crush it, and I had to deal with trying to pass those crushed stones because passing the stone is very, 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 very painful. I don't know if anybody's ever done it. I imagine some of y'all guys have. Passing kidney stones is terrible. It's one of the worst things can happen to a man. And anyway, but I did that, and that got back Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, your system's got to clean itself out. So I had to drink tons of water. And I was going to the bathroom every 5 minutes, it seemed like. And I'm still going to the bathroom a lot. And I may have to cut this short today because of that. I will tell you that, because I get the pains real quick. So I'm still going to the bathroom very frequent, and it's tough to do. Fortunately for my DJ stuff, if I have to go to the bathroom, I can set it up to play 3 or 4 songs at a time, so I can get to the bathroom and back without any problem. So that's a good thing about the DJ work, because I've got some controls on that. And I don't have to say too much and all that kind of stuff. So it's tough. Good morning, James. No, you don't want anything to do with that, Renegade. That's for sure. Well, yeah, I hope the worst is over too, Jamie. It is what it is. You've got to, as we get older, that's what happened to men. And, they say that, caffeinated, the caffeinated drinks and, a lot of a lot of I was drinking like Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew and Sun Drops are one of the worst that you can drink to get kidney stones. And they even say milk too. Because I drink milk, but I drink the real low 0.5%. But I've had kidney stones in the past, and this is the second time. But this is the first time I've had to have them operated on, and it's bad. Well, I've used that bathroom before, Jamie. I've used yeah out here in Cherryville. You can use the outdoor backdoor bathroom, and yeah, long as I don't have the neighbors down here at my place, and I can get by with that. Uh, long as the wife doesn't mind me uh, watering the plants, I'm in good shape. Uh, she doesn't want me killing the plants, is what she says. So I have to water the grass, I guess, or kill some weeds and stuff like that. The backdoor version. Yeah, they can bust them up. I mean, they started to do that with mine, James. But I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they was able to extract it instead because I didn't have to deal with passing all those busted up stones because those things are painful. I mean, uh, you know, you're passing instead of one stone, you're passing 50 of them. Then at that point, and it can be very painful to urinate. And I don't want to have to deal with that either. But they were able to go up in there and suck it out or extract it. It had gotten down right against the urethra on the bladder, and that's the reason they was able to get it real easy. I mean, when they did the CAT scan, they saw exactly where it was, and when they did the CAT scan, the doctor came in and he said, "We know exactly where your pain is," and because I was in bend over pain, I can tell you that it was terrible. Not the kind of pain you want to think about. That's for sure. But anyway, that's been my life somewhat. Of course, you know we've had the other pain in the ass this week with all the politics and everything, trying to get that straightened out, and that's been a bad thing too. I mean, that the media keeps hyping Kamala like she is the next great thing, and I don't understand it. I do not understand the public. This is the same person that would not go to the border, the same person that has pushed for the Green Deal, which is bankrupting America right now. I mean, they have wasted billions, not millions, billions of dollars on this new Green Deal thing, or what is it? New Green Deal, Green Deal. Anyway, they have wasted billions of dollars on that and tanking the economy, and people don't realize it. That's the reason your groceries are so high, your fuel is so high. I mean, come on, America. Let's look at this. And we've got some bad politicians out there right now. And I know Trump's not the answer to everybody, but we got JD Vance that would be next in line. JD Vance he's from the salt of the earth. They got the movie. I actually watched the movie when we came home and everything. They got that on Netflix now, that hillbilly something. Anyway, but it's about JD Vance's life. And I suggest everybody go out there and watch that. It humbles you. And tells the story of how, I mean, he was just, he was just raised from a hillbilly family, and he admits it. I mean, they're from Kentucky originally, and then they moved to Ohio, I think, and his granddaddy and grandmother, and it just goes and shows the entire story of their life and their lifestyle and how rough he had it coming up. And I mean, they were impoverished, and his mother was high on drugs most of the time and stuff like that. And he was raised by his grandmother and granddad, and it's a real good story. It's sort of kind of funny that Ron Howard is who produced the movie. Ron Howard's a big staunch Democrat too, and he's probably regretting that he's done a good movie about a Republican. but he probably wasn't thinking about how advanced J.D. Vance would be into politics. But the movie is a great movie, and everybody ought to check it out. Oh yeah, yeah. That Jamie, yeah. That's a crazy thing about it. They keep saying, "Oh yeah, if Trump gets in, we'll have a civil war." Well, who's going to fight if Trump gets in? The Trump supporters aren't going to fight. They're not interested in fighting. And I don't. This January 6th stuff, they have beat it to death. I mean, beat it to death. I mean, they think that was the worst thing that has happened since the Civil War, and they wanted to make it way more tragic than it was. The only tragic thing was one Republican supporter got killed, and the rest of it was, mediocre. Oh, I know it. Yeah, Harris is going to be so radical that nobody's going to be able to stand it. And anybody with any common sense, if you got common sense, I do not understand how you could vote for Harris. I mean, she is the most radical and the most left wing uh, progressive person that has ever run for president. And how these people are not saying, I mean, they're all trying to make her Obama. Oh, she's going to be nice. She's going to be, well, I didn't like Obama anyway, but all these other people that thought Obama was their greatest thing, they want to kind of blend her into that. And she is nothing like that. And I'm tired of Obama even sticking his nose into anything, but he's doing it. And we're going to be stuck with that too. And you've got some people, this Hollywood crowd, that the white guys for Kamala or whatever. I mean, think about it. If Trump had hats put up white dudes for Trump, well, that would be the most racial sounding thing that there was out there. But that they get by with it. They get by with the racial stuff, and then they want to call us people that think different. They want to call us racist. They're the racist people. They're the ones that are trying to pigeonhole people into a certain mentality and a certain way of doing things. But what are we going to do? It just if we want our freedoms, I mean, think about how many freedoms were infringed upon during COVID. That they were shutting down businesses, they were depriving people of just moving around. I mean, even at Tampon Tim that she's got running with her, he was having people snitch on people, call people and say, hey, there's a gathering out here. I mean, if you're going to church or whatever, this church can't be open, and all that sort of stuff. And then his crazy stuff that he's wanting, he was putting tampons. He spent multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in his state to put tampons in boys' bathrooms. I mean, that's a near as nothing there ever was. I mean, if somebody needs a tampon, they're a girl, and they can go to the girls' bathroom. But he was putting these crazy ideas into kids, and they like mutilating kids. They think, oh yeah, that gender affirmation or whatever, reassignment, all kind of crazy stuff. We're going to have more of that crap if they get in, and we need to nip that in the bud immediately. Oh yeah, if Mickey Mouse, if the devil was the candidate, it'd be something. I mean, they don't care. They Democrats will vote for whoever they stick up there. I mean, they could put Hitler up there again, and they would vote for him. They'd say Hitler was the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, that's how stupid some of these Democrats are that are just dyed in the wool Democrats. I mean, I used to be a Democrat. I've always professed that, and boy, did I hate that decision. Now, I mean, I'm an independent now. I don't feel like I ought to affiliate with either party, and I can vote the way I want to. and they give us more liberty in North Carolina. We used to not have this liberty in North Carolina. And I was told years ago, because the Democratic Party was so strong in North Carolina at the time, and it was the Southern Democrats. It was a lot different than it was now. They said, well, if you want to vote in the primaries of any sort, you might as well register as a Democrat. So that's what I did when I was young. I regret that I even was a Democrat now because of what the Democratic Party has gone to. But I'm not anymore. I've turned away from the Democratic Party. Left me. It is not the same party it was when John Kennedy was there, and it's not the same party at all. But you know, people have got to wise up on this. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, we saw that. I saw that. Yeah, Walsh was convicted of driving 96 miles an hour and under the influence and got out of it and all kind of crap. Said somebody was chasing him or some sort of crazy stuff. Oh yeah, they murdered Kennedy, and the CIA. You can't tell me the CIA and the FBI and all of them weren't involved with that. That was an inside job there, and he was not radical enough, progressive enough that J. Edgar Hoover and the inside boys back then, they got rid of him. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to cut it short because of my situation. I have the bathroom urge again, and I don't need y'all to have to stick around for 5 minutes as I go to the bathroom. And the bathroom's all the way over into the shop, and I'm in the mobile shop here in the trailer. So I'm gonna have to cut it short. Sorry about it, guys, but I hope you understand. Hopefully next week I'll be in a lot better physical shape. So y'all take care, and I got to take a break. See you guys.